Test. Test. All right, welcome and good afternoon here from Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo. We are live here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston. We thank you for tuning in for the Williston Keybirds taking on the Minot Vistas. And we look to be on time today, maybe a couple minutes past 1:30 for first pitch. But that's all due in part to an excellent game that just finished up between Dickinson and Mandan. A scoreless game. Both starting pitchers reached the pitch limit of 105 plus, and it wasn't until Dickinson scored 3 runs in the top of the 8th to finally break the goose egg on the scoreboard, and that would end up being your final score, as Mandan would not be able to get anything across in the bottom half of that 8th inning, and the Dickinson Rough Riders will get a 3-0 win over Mandan. And that is that will eliminate Mandan. I'm sure they're not too upset about that, as they're hosting the Central Plains Regional coming up here next week. But Dickinson will advance to play the West Fargo Patriots at about 4:30 p.m. today. So right now, Williston will be set to be played in Minot, and should the Williston Keybirds win this game, then we will have ourselves another broadcast for you here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston at approximately 7 p.m. first pitch for Jamestown, who will await the winner of Williston Minot. And should that winner be Williston, we'll have another broadcast for you at 7 o'clock tonight. If that happens to be Minot, then Williston's season will come to a conclusion, and then it would be Minot taking on Jamestown at about 7 o'clock tonight. We got a little bit of stuff to go over here in the pregame show, so we'll take a 2-minute break, and then when we return, we'll go through all my pregame notes here and get you a little bit closer to first pitch, get you the starting lineups, all that good stuff coming up soon here in 2 minutes on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, This is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium here in North Fargo here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston. We certainly appreciate you tuning in for this elimination game between the Williston Keybirds and the Minot Vistas. For the for Williston, they started the tournament with a 5-3 loss to the Fargo Post 400 Stars. In that game, it'd be Jackson Janot getting a hit. McCrae Heller got 3 hits in that game, and Justin Ergens got 2 hits. Brooks Brotland also got a pair of hits in that game, and Kellen DeLorme got a hit in that game for 9 hits. They were able to score 3 runs on 9 hits. They did commit a couple of errors in that contest as well. McCrae Heller, Lesmeister, Eden Mortensen are the 3 individuals for the Keybirds who would come across the plate to score the 3 runs in that game. Graydon Bowles pitched 4 innings. He allowed 4 hits and 5 runs. 3 of those 5 runs were earned. He walked 1 batter, struck out none. And then after 4 innings of work, Jackson Janot would take over on the mound, and he would pitch 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, no runs, and walked 1 batter, struck 1 out. So Bowles pitched a total of 70 pitches in that game. 46 of those 70 pitches were recorded as strikes. And then Jackson Janot came in, and he would pitch, let's see here. I don't see that number on here. 9? I don't think that's right. Oh, no, 31. There we go. 31 pitches. 19 of those 31 were strikes. So that's a recap of Williston's first game and also a recap of the first game of the tournament. Scores since that first game of the tournament, since the last time we saw the Keybirds play. In game number 2 that night, it was a 12-2 victory for Jamestown over Dickinson, and that victory for Jamestown will put them into game 10 to face the winner of the game that's coming up here between Minot and Williston. The other scores included the 11 a.m. game yesterday, a 6-2 win for Grand Forks over Mandan, and then the Fargo Post 400 Stars picked up a 4-1 win over the West Fargo Patriots. Gus Wermeyer getting the first home run of the tournament in that contest. And then Bismarck would come from behind and defeat Minot 5-4 in that contest. We'll go over that game in a little bit. And then in the last game of the night, Fargo Post 2 defeated Jamestown 10-0. Wyatt Kozadowski got the second home run of the tournament in that 10-0 win over Jamestown. So that's the scores so far here in the 2026 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament. For Minot, they took on Bismarck coming into this game, and they got out to a 2-0 lead. Bismarck got a run back, and then Minot scored 2 more to take a 4-1 lead in the top of the second. That lead would hold until we got to the bottom of the 5th, and Bismarck would rattle off 4 runs to take a 5-4 lead. No runs in the 6th, no runs in the 7th, in the top half of the 7th for Minot. Minot would fall 5-4 the final score. Minot 4 runs on 6 hits on 2 Bismarck errors. Bismarck 5 runs on 12 hits on no Minot errors. Hits in the game for Minot included Remington Anderson, Brady Mueller, Tegan Schindler, Gavin King, and Oliver Deschamps had a pair of hits. And Deschamps and Schindler also had the RBIs for a couple of the runs scored for Minot. Remington Anderson, Drew Jordan, and Mason Stewart are the Minot players who crossed the plate. In that game against Bismarck, Brody Mueller tossed 84 pitches. 49 of them were strikes. He faced 23 batters, and he was on record for the losing pitcher. He pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 8 hits on 5 runs. All 5 of them earned, walked 2, struck out 2. Gannon Hedberg would come in relief of Brody Mueller for Minot, and he would toss 39 pitches, with 22 of those 39 being strikes on 10 batters faced and no decision in the game. 1 2/3 innings of work, allowed 4 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 2. The scoring, Oliver Deschamps with an RBI single to center field to get the Minot on board at 1-0. Then Tegan Schindler would come to the plate, get an RBI single up the middle on a ground ball into center field, scoring Drew Jordan. That would make it 2-0. We'd skip ahead to the top of the second after Bismarck put a run on the board. Brody Mueller would single on a 1-1 pitch to center field, and then at that time there were a couple runners on base, and an error occurred on that same play. And on the error, Mason Stewart and Remington Anderson came across the plate to score to give Minot the 4-1 lead, and that was the last time that Minot scored in that game, as Bismarck would come back with 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take the 5-4 victory. We got more of our pregame show coming up. We'll do it in 90 seconds here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, welcome back here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston. We're getting ready for the Williston Keybirds and the Minot Vistas elimination game here at the 2026 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament. It's Game 8 of the tournament coming up. This will be the 5th meeting of the season between these two squads, as the Keybirds would first square off against Minot in a non-conference matchup back on Tuesday, June 16th. Minot would pick up a 5-0 win over the Williston Keybirds, and then in Game 2 of that non-conference doubleheader, Minot would pick up a 12-6 win. The two teams would meet again just over a week later on Tuesday, July 21st, and Minot would shut out Williston on both games in that conference doubleheader, 4-0 in Game 1 and 7-0 in Game 2. So Minot has outscored Williston 28-6 in the 4 meetings so far this season. For the Minot Vistas, they are 28-18 on the year. They are 12-8 when playing as the home team. They'll be the home team in this game here against Williston. They are 16-10 when playing on the road. In conference play, they were 10-8 this year, 4-4 at home, 6-4 on the road. They entered the tournament as the 5th seeded. They've outscored their opponents by 77 runs, 289 to 212, but in conference play, they're outscored by 5. 94-89. They come in looking to snap a 1-game losing streak with the loss to Bismarck in the first game of the tournament. So they are 4-1 in their last 5 under head coach Patrick Arnson and assistant John Karonka, if I'm saying that correctly. And if not, I apologize. For the Williston Post 37 Keybirds, they are 15-27, including that loss to Fargo Post 400 to open up the tournament on the season. They were 9-11 when playing as the home team this year, 6-16 on the road, and they'll be the road team on the scoreboard today. They were 3-15 in conference play, 0-8 at home, 3-7 on the road. They come into the tournament rank as the 10th seed. They're outscored by 40 this year by their opponents, 269 to 229. In conference play, they're outscored by 81 runs by the tally of 130 to 49. That does not include conference opponents in a tournament because those runs do not count in conference numbers. They are looking to snap a 12-game losing streak that dates back to Thursday, July 9th. They would have a doubleheader in Jamestown at Jack Brown Stadium taking on the Eagles. They would win the first game 2-0 of that doubleheader, but then the Keybirds would split and drop game 2 by the final score of 6-2. And that 6-2 loss to Jamestown on July 9th was the start of the 12-game losing streak that includes the loss to Fargo Post 400 in the opening game of the tournament. So they're 0-5 in their last 5 under head coach Trevor Sorensen and his assistants Garrett Hill, and Camden Miller. Now, interesting note here. It is you could say it's Williston Wednesday because Wednesday and Monday, Wednesday's been one of the kinder days of the week here for the Williston Keybirds. They are 4-8 on the season when playing on Wednesday. They're 0-1 on Monday, 0-8 on Tuesday, 4-4 on Thursdays, 3-4 on Fridays, 1-1 on Sunday, and 3-1 on Saturday games. When you don't have access to stats, you improvise and come up with some unique numbers there for your pregame show. So could it be a W on a Williston Wednesday? Like I said, they've won the most games on the Wednesday. The only days of the week they have not won are on Monday and Tuesday. They are 8-12 when playing on a Wednesday or Thursday. They are 7-15 playing on any other day of the week here. So that will take care of this portion. Minot's finished their warm-ups. Williston just finished their warm-ups, and now they're doing some final touches to the infield here. As we are at 1:37 local time, sunny and 94 degrees. There's a heat advisory here in the Fargo area, too. It's expected to last until 9 p.m. It's not too bad up inside the press box today. We should have sunny skies throughout the entire duration of this game and be in the mid-90s, right, 94 to 96 probably, right, in that area during the course of this game. Once again, should Williston win this game, they'll play again tonight at 7 p.m. against Jamestown. If they are unable to get the win on Williston Wednesday, then they will have their season come to a conclusion. We'll take another break here, and we'll come back taking a peek out there. Let's do a 90-second break as the coaches are getting ready to meet with the umpires, and we'll be back in 90 seconds here on News Radio AM 660, KEYZ Radio in Williston.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium here on News Radio AM 660, and we are currently sunny skies, 94 degrees, a forecasted high of 97 today here in the Fargo area, North Fargo, just off the banks of the Red River here at Jack Williams Stadium. And let's go over your starting lineups here as the coaches have just shook hands with each other and the umpires, so we'll be getting soon here to the code and the national anthem and all that good stuff. Starting with the home team on the scoreboard, the Minot Vistas. It will be batting first, the center fielder, number 9, Remington Anderson. Batting second will be the first baseman, number 22, Peyton House. The shortstop will be batting third. His name is Brady Mueller, wearing jersey number 8. The middle of the order will be the second baseman, number 4, Drew Jordan. The catcher, number 10, Oliver DeShaw. And the third baseman, number 5, Tegan Schindler. The bottom of the order will be the designated hitter, number 6, Jace Price. The left fielder, number 1, Mason Stewart. And the right fielder, number 11, Gannon Hedberg. Your starting pitcher for the Minot Vistas will be Caden Danielson, wearing jersey number 2. So once again, it's Danielson pitching, DeShaw catching, House at first, Jordan at second, Mueller at shortstop, Schindler at third. In the outfield, Mason Stewart in left, Remington Anderson in center, and Gannon Hedberg in right. For the Williston Keybirds, they will bat like this. Top of the order, batters 1, 2, and 3 will be the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Janot. The first baseman will be number 13, McCrae Heller, batting second. And batting third will be the center fielder, number 9, Eden Mortensen. The middle of the order, the 4, 5, 6 batters, will be the starting pitcher, number 23, Justin Ergens. And then batting fifth will be the catcher, number 1, Colin McQuistion. And then the right fielder, Brooks Bratlin, where number 8 will be batting 6. And then the bottom of the order, batters 7, 8, 9, will be left fielder number 15, Ashton Nikoloff, the second baseman, number 3, Carson Holter, and the third baseman, number 20, Callan DeLorme. So once again, it's Justin Ergens on the mound, Colin McQuistion behind the plate catching, McCrae Heller at first, Carson Holter at second, Jackson Janot, the shortstop, Callan DeLorme, the third baseman. In the outfield, it's Ashton Nikoloff in left, Eden Mortensen in center, and Brooks Bratlin in right. They are introducing the teams that I just told you about on the field right now. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, wrap up our pregame show, and get you to that first pitch here in just a moment here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium. I guess they're going to forego the national anthem. They must have done it during the first game, and that's cool with me. No problemo there. Your umpires today behind the plate calling balls and strikes. We James Clunt. And then I can't even read my own handwriting there. Ryan Ingeman will be on the third base side, I believe. And I wish I would have not written that down so fast. James Carroll will be on the first base side to start this game. I'm going to rewrite that down so I don't. There we go. All right. So Clunt once again behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes, and James Carroll on the first base side, Ryan Ingeman on the third base side. Your umpires for this elimination game, Game 8 of the 2026 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament between the Williston Keybirds and the Minot Vistas. And once again, warming up on the mound right now here for Minot is Caden Danielson. And he'll be tossing him into the glove of Oliver DeShaw. And I want to thank the Minot coach for helping me out with that one single name that I was not sure of. I've called it in previous broadcasts over the past 3 or 4 years, but for some reason I always draw a blank on what the correct pronunciation of it. So we got it this time around. Once again, the Keybirds opened up the tournament with a 5-3 loss to the Fargo Post 400 Stars. And the Vistas come in after giving up a lead and falling to the Bismarck Governors 5-4. So that sets up Game 8, which is the elimination matchup here. The loser will be done for the season, and the winner will play Jamestown tonight at 7 p.m. here at Jack Williams Stadium. And the first pitch of the game is on the way. It comes across the plate at 1:45 p.m. Sunny skies, 94 degrees, and it comes across for ball one. To the leadoff batter, which is Jackson Janot. 1 strike now, as that one caught the edge of the plate. So 1 strike. And that one's going to be a base hit out into left field. Picked up off one bounce by left fielder Mason Stewart. And on the second pitch of the game, or on the third pitch of the game, excuse me, we got our first base hit. So Jackson Janot is on first base, and I'll bring up McCrae Heller, the first baseman now, wearing number 13 on his jersey. The Williston Keybirds today are in their cream white jerseys with black numbers trimmed in orange. The Minot Vistas are in their primary white jerseys with powder blue stripes and numbers on the front and back. And a little short hit down the first base line. Is he safe? He is. McCrae Heller will get himself an infield hit. At least I believe. No, they'll actually charge that as an error. Could have gone either way. I agree with that call. So they'll reach on an error.
Center fielder number 9, Eden Mortensen.
On a little dribbler down the first base line that was juggled a little bit, and it looked like the tag had been applied, but the first base umpire said no, he was safe. So now you have runners on first and second here with nobody out, and a base hit out of the gap in right center field. That is Eden Mortensen, who I didn't get a chance to name, and now the bases are loaded, and Williston starting out strong here in the top of the first.
Cleanup hitter, pitcher number 23, Justin Ergens.
So Jackson Janot with a base hit. McCrae Heller reaches on an error, and Eden Mortensen into the gap in right center with the second hit of the game, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Justin Ergens. He's also your starting pitcher here for Williston. Once again, we talked about on the pregame show, Wednesday has been one of the kinder days of the week for the Williston Keybirds this season. First pitch, he'll swing, get a piece of it, foul it back into the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. The count now here to Justin Ergens. Colin McQuistion is on deck here for Williston. Once again, the bases are loaded. Jackson Janot on third, Mark Cray Heller on second, and Eden Mortensen, the runner, on first. Ergens the pitch. 0-1 on the way. He'll pop that one up into right field. It'll drift foul and out of play, and they'll move the count to no balls and 2 strikes.
Return all foul balls to the Home Plate Cafe for a nice and cold treat.
That sounds good right now. Got a nice cold bottle of water up here, though. That'll work. No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch is on the way, and it's way outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes as Ergens will put the stop sign up to his teammate Janot on third base. Once again, the Williston Keybirds have the bases loaded with nobody out. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the batter, Justin Ergens, starting pitcher here for the Williston Keybirds, and Ergens will check his swing, and the pitch will just miss to the outside. They'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes for Caden Danielson. Peyton House at first, Drew Jordan at second, Tegan Schindler, the third baseman, Oliver Dershaw is catching, Mason Stewart in left field, Remington Anderson in center, and Gannon Hedberg in right is your defensive setup for the Minot Vistas. And that pitch will miss for ball 3, and we'll have a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, bases loaded here. Top of the first, still no score. Williston threatening to change that. Here's the pitch. Payoff pitch is a high bouncer. 1 hop into the glove of the shortstop. He'll fire high to first base, and he's safe at first. The pitch is going to be a little bit high. 1 run will score, and now a 2nd run will score. That'll open up second base and put runners on the corners, and Williston has a 2-0 lead. Janot will score, Heller will score, Mortensen advances to third, and Ergens up to first. Two nothing Keybirds here, and now they're gonna talk it over. At least we think it's gonna be 2-0. Home plate umpire James Clunt is gonna go up and talk to the other 2 umpires, Carol and Ingeman, and I'm presuming they're discussing the call at first base. The shortstop picked it up off a bounce right where the grass meets the dirt, to the left of the pitcher's mound, and he threw it high to the first baseman. The first baseman, Peyton House, jumped up. His foot came down, but the question, and the umpire initially called him safe, and I believe that's what they're discussing, is he safe or was he out? The way it stands at the moment, it's a 2-0 lead for Williston, but they are still discussing. We'll see if that changes anything or not. So we have enough time to play Walking on Sunshine. It's more like probably being something under, like being belt down with heat from the sun, but Sun's Walking on Us is the more appropriate title of that song. They are still discussing it, the 3 umpires, as the Minot pitcher, shortstop, and second baseman huddle up right behind the pitcher's mound. If this stands as a 2-0 play here, Mortensen would be on third, Ergens would be on first, and McCouston would be the batter, but we're still waiting for that discussion to complete. We want to thank all of our great sponsors on AM News Radio 660 KEYZ Radio in Williston for their support of the Williston Keybirds all season. Once again, the Keybirds come in with an overall record of 15-27 as the 10th seeded team in the tournament. The Minot Vistas come into this matchup with an overall record of 28-18 as the 5th seeded team in this tournament. Yesterday's loss to Bismarck from Minot snapped a Vistas 7-game winning streak that dates back to Friday, July 17th. On July 16th, Minot split a conference doubleheader at Dickinson, winning 11-5 in the first game and losing 13-2 in the second game. So after that second game, they went on a 7-game winning streak that was snapped yesterday in the loss to Bismarck. The officials are still huddled up and discussing. They're about halfway down the first base line, approximately 50 feet up the 90-foot line from home plate to first. And now they're going to call him out, I think is what, yep, the first base umpire and the home plate umpire both put their right hand up to call him out, and now the Williston coach is going to come out and get a second opinion, and the Minot coach is going to join them, as that play was pretty exciting, but they just want to get clarification and determine how they came to the conclusion that they came to here. And I don't have microphones down there to hear what they're saying, so doing the best to describe it to you. But they are still talking. They've moved closer to the batter's box now to meet with the two coaches. So now instead of 3 umpires, we have 5 people huddled up, the 3 umpires and the head coach for Minot and the head coach for Williston. And they are going to record it as an out. So we'll undo all of that and sort it all out. It might be still a 2-0 lead. No, it's going to be a 1-0 lead. So the runner at first, which is Ergens, he'll be out. They'll put one out on the board. All right, so it is 2-0 with 2 errors. So 2 runs on 2 hits for Williston on 2 Minot errors. There's Mortensen is not on first. Janot and Heller will score to make it 2-0. Mortensen will be on third. Ergens is out, and the batter right now is McCuston. We got it all sorted out. 1 ball, 1 strike to McCuston, the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on base. 1's across the board here, and the 1-1 pitch is on the way. That one is popped up, and that one's going into left center field deep, and it'll bounce on the grass into the gap. It'll roll all the way to the wall. That'll bring Mortensen in from third, and it is an RBI double for Cullen McQuiston. And the Keybirds have themselves a 3-0 lead. And courtesy running for McCuston is Xavier Klumpker. He'll come in to run at second. So now Williston has taken a 3-0 lead here, and there's only 1 out in the top half of the first inning. Williston is cruising on a potential Williston Wednesday. Klunt making the change in his scorecard here for the courtesy runner on second. Danielson has tossed 14 pitches now. And the batter is Brooks Brotland. We're the batter 6 in the lineup here for Williston. Brotland, high fly ball to right, it'll drift foul, strike 1. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in on News Radio AM 660 this afternoon for the state tournament game. Williston with a 3-0 lead, trying to stay alive in an elimination game. And the pitch is going to hit the edge, high edge, outside edge of the plate for a strike. That'll pull the count to 0-2. Once again, Brooks Brotland, the batter, if no double. All right, I think we are back now. I think we may have temporarily disconnected and apologize for that. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brooks Brotland. And Brotland will send it into the gap in left center field. Over the head of the shortstop, Brody Mueller. And the throw home will not be in time. It'll be an RBI single, and Williston takes a 4-0 lead. I didn't write down the runs scored against on a Wednesday. I was considering it, but then when I wrote it down, I saw the number was pretty negative, and didn't want to put that into my notes, but they might be starting to evening that one out right now. One thing I do remember from that little bit of research is that on every game that they've played on a Wednesday, they have scored 4 or more runs in those games that they have won. And right now they have a 4-0 lead here on a Wednesday game. So runners will be on, or a runner on first. It's an RBI single scoring Klumpker from second. 4-0. There's a meeting on the mound for Minot, and that meeting has just come to a conclusion here. like I said, when you don't have access to the stats, you come up with creative ways to fill a pregame show. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm not sure if any of you other Williston radio broadcasters served that information to you over the season. So I figured I would this time since I'm filling in for Greg. 4-0 lead, and the pitch comes in on the inside edge for a strike. And the batter now is Ashton Nikoloff, the left fielder. A 1 pitch on the way, swung, and it's a foul tip caught for strike 2. King Danielson now with pitch 23 coming up here. No balls and 2 strikes to Nikoloff. He'll swing, he'll send it to right field. Running after it there is Gannon Hedberg, and he will make the catch for the second out, and that will keep the brakes on Brotland at first base for the moment. So 2 away here for the Keybirds as we go to batter 8 in the lineup, the second baseman, Carson Holter. So a fly out to right for Nikoloff, and now Holter will take over here. Once again, Brooks Brotland, the runner on first base. Second and third are open right now. 1 ball, no strike here to Holter. Danielson will come set from the belt. He'll deliver, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. As we reach the top of the hour here on KEYZ Williston, News Radio AM 660. 2:01 local time. Swing and a miss there for 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 away, runner on first. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Holter. Swing and a miss, and they will strand that Brooks Brotland on first, so they get 4 runs on 4 hits on 2 Minot errors, and they strand 1 on base. And they will take a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the first inning. For Minot, we'll see Remington Anderson, Peyton House, and Brody Mueller, the first 3 batters, when we return after this 90-second timeout here on News Radio AM 660.
Chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets. On to first. And it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium. We move to the bottom of the first inning, and Minot giving up 4 runs on 4 hits, committing 2 errors, and Williston takes the 4-0 lead into the bottom of the first. Remington Anderson, the center fielder, is the leadoff batter here, and Justin Ergens on the mound delivers the pitch, and Anderson grounds this one out towards Janot. He'll fire it into the glove of Heller for the 6-3 ground out, and it's a 1-pitch, 1-out start here in the bottom of the first for Justin Ergens. That will bring us to Peyton House, the first baseman. Ergens will come set onto the mound, get the signal here from McQuistion. He'll come set and deliver. And he'll deliver a strike right down the middle of the plate. And it's 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. That one's a little bit low. They'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike for the batter, Peyton House. Brody Mueller is on deck. We'll see if we get to the cleanup hitter or not. If we do, that'd be Drew Jordan. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And a ground ball, 2-hopper over to Holter at second. He'll pick it up, fire it over to Heller for the 4-3 ground out. And 2 outs on 4 pitches for Justin Ergens.
Shortstop number 8, Brody Mueller.
And as you may have just heard, Brody Mueller will come to the batter's box next, a left-handed batter. Once again, Minot in their primary white with powder blue stripes and numbers. Williston in their cream whites with black numbers trimmed in orange. That one's fouled back into the netting to the left side of the batter's box for strike 1. Once again, the batter is Brady Mueller, the shortstop. Drew Jordan is on deck should Mueller reach base. 2 up and 2 down so far here. And pitch number 6 for Ergens. That one will miss inside. They'll even the count up at a ball and a strike, 1-1. 4-0 lead for Williston. We're in the bottom of the first inning. It's game 2 of the day. Williston defeated Mandan 3-0 in 8 innings in the first game of today's state tournament action. So Dickinson will play West Fargo at 4:30 today, and the winner of this one will play Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch is on the way. It goes into the dirt a couple inches in front of home plate. It'll be 3-1. Once again, around the bases, McCray Heller at first, Carson Holter at second, Jackson Janot, the shortstop, Kellen DeLorme at third, Colin McQuistion, the catcher, Justin Ergens on the mound pitching. The outfield here after the 3-1 pitch. A ground ball that'll find the 5-6 gap on 3 hops into left field. Scooped up there by Ashton Nikoloff. He'll fire it back into the shortstop, and it'll be a single for Mueller. So they have a 2-out base runner on now, Minot does. And we'll see if they can get anything above and beyond that. Drew Jordan, the cleanup hitter, also plays second base, is the batter now. Another left-handed batter for Minot as the pitch will come outside for a ball, 1-0. Outfield for the Keybirds, Ashton Nikoloff in left field, Eden Mortensen in center, and Brooks Brotland in right field. 1 ball, no strike. Ergens comes set and delivers. And that's a line drive right into the glove at first base, and McCray Heller turns it into a double play. He had to dive to his right to make the grab, and as soon as the ball was in his glove, he just had to reach down about an inch to touch the bag and double up, and that will strand none. They will get no runs on a hit, no Williston errors, and they leave nobody on base with the line-out double play by first baseman McCray Heller. We'll take a 60-second timeout this time. We'll be back with the second inning. Williston leads 4-0 over the Minot Vistas as we enter in the second inning of play here on News Radio AM 660 Keys in Williston.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning. It'll be batters 9, 1, and 2 as the Keybirds went through their first 8 batters in the top of the first. They put 4 of them across the plate. Kellen DeLorme, the third baseman, will take the first pitch for strike 1. Justin Ergens, pitch count 11, and 11 pitches in the bottom half of the first. And the 0-1 pitch will come in, and that one will miss, and it'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. This will be pitch number 30 for Danielson coming up. He was at 27 pitches at the end of the first inning. Get a new baseball into the pocket of the umpire. DeLorme will step in, tap the plate with his bat. Winding up is Danielson. And that one will be fouled away, first base side. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kellen DeLorme, third baseman. Batter 9 in the lineup. We'll see batters 1 and 2 this inning as well. Line drive to center field. It'll drop for a base hit about 6 feet in front of center fielder Remington Anderson. And that will be a leadoff single here for DeLorme in the top of the second. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order. Shortstop Jackson Janot. Janot will face pitch 32 from Caden Danielson. And then pitch 32 is on the way. He pops up a bunt, and it will drop about a foot behind the catcher, Deshawn. Deshaw had to make a 180 turn to try and chase after that, and as a result, he was about a foot shy of making a grab on it. Nothing he could do about it. He gave it his best effort. 0-1. He'll show bunt again. This time he'll miss. The back pick throw up to first is a little bit in front of the bag, and DeLorme is back safely standing. One ball and 1 strike now here to Jackson Janot. He'll show bunt again. He'll pull the bunt back as the pitch goes low for ball 2. So we'll see if he squares up again here. 2 balls and a strike. Certainly possible. McCray Heller awaits on deck here. Nobody out. Runner on first is DeLorme. The pitch, he will square up, and he'll bunt it foul, and that will be strike 2, and there's a 99% chance that he will not square up again. It'll be full swing mode here, most likely for Jackson Janot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Heller awaits on deck. Danielson sets, delivers. High fly ball, and that's going to center field. Should be playable for Anderson, and it is. And that will put the first out on the board. DeLorme will stay put at first, and that'll bring us to McCray Heller, the first baseman. 37 pitch 37 coming up here for Danielson. Keybirds stranded 1 runner on base in the top of the first. They got 2 runs across the plate before the first out happened, and then the 3rd and 4th runs came after the first out. No balls and 1 strike now here to McCray Heller, first baseman, batter number 2 in the lineup here for Williston. And Danielson saw out of the corner of his eye that DeLorme was taking off. DeLorme slipped and decided to go back to first base wisely. No balls and 1 strike once again to McCray Heller. Danielson will come set. He will fire over to first. Pickoff attempt is not in time as DeLorme is back with his right hand on the bag. Safely. Remains 0-1 here to Heller. Danielson will get the signal. He'll take a peek over at first. He'll come set. From the belt, he'll deliver. And that's a line drive right back over the head of Danielson into center field. And now runners on first and second on a single by McCray Heller.
Center fielder number 9, Eden Mortensen.
And now batter 3 in the lineup, center fielder number 9, Eden Mortensen, steps up to the plate here for the Williston Keybirds. They have a 4-0 lead with 1 out here in the top of the second. They had 4 hits in the first. They've tacked on 2 additional hits here in this inning so far. First pitch will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. To the batter, Eden Mortensen. Once again, runners on first and second. McCray Heller on first. Kellen DeLorme on second. The runners on for Williston. And the 1-0 pitch, high fly ball, and they'll drift foul to the first base side and eventually come down out of sight. Williston, 4 wins, 8 losses when they play games on Wednesday. Right now, they're in a good position early on in this one, but still a lot of baseball to play. That's going to be another hit to center field, and they're going to send DeLorme around third. The throw home. He's out at home. The throw home from Anderson to the catcher Deshawn was in time, just barely in time, and the extra effort did not pay off for Williston. So runners will remain on first and second. DeLorme comes off base trying to score. Heller to first. Mortensen to first on the single. That's the 3rd hit of the second inning. They have 7 hits now through an inning and 2/3. 2 away. Runners on first and second still for Williston. The first pitch will just miss for a ball. It's 1-0. The batter is Justin Ergens, the cleanup hitter. And the starting pitcher. So pitcher versus pitcher battle here. That Caden Danielson won last time. Ergens 0 for 1. He'll foul that one off, and I'll pull the count even at a ball and a strike, 1-1. Once again, a big thanks to all of our sponsors for supporting Keybird baseball throughout this season. And they are looking to pick up a win and potentially play later tonight against Jamestown. That pitch will be low and inside for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now here to Justin Ergens. The runners on for Williston is Eden Mortensen on first and McCray Heller on second. 2 away, 2 balls and a strike. Danielson will come set. He'll deliver the pitch. Swung on, a bouncer towards third. He'll go foul. And that'll keep the count where it's at 2-2. I'm sorry, 2-1. It'll move the count to 2-2. I thought it was a ball and 2 strikes before. My bad. 2-2. And that'll be a strikeout. So they'll strand 2 on base. They get no runs on 3 hits. No errors, and they strand 2 on base here. And we move now to the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a break and be back in 60 seconds here on News Radio, AM 660 Keys Radio in Williston.
It's after 9 p.m. Your brain is fried. Your fridge has...
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in Game 8 of the tournament. Winner plays Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. The other team will be done for the season. And right now, Williston has the 4-0 lead after 1.5 innings of play. Justin Ergens on the mound warming up. He'll toss pitch 12 to start his second inning of work on the mound here for the Williston Keybirds.
Leading off from Minot, catcher number 10, Oliver
And
Shaw.
batter 5, 6, and 7 here in the second inning for Minot. It'll be Oliver DeShaw, the catcher, leading off. We'll see Tegan Schindler and Jace Price, the DH, this inning as well. Ergens will come set. He'll wind and deliver pitch 12, and that's a ground ball out to short. Janot picks it up, and then he dropped it, and it'll be an error. He had it in his hand for a moment, and then he went to go for the throw, and the ball wasn't in his hand anymore. So Minot will get a runner on the first, or it should be the first error of the game for Williston.
Next up, third baseman number 5, Tegan Schindler.
So I think we have a courtesy runner on first, do we? Let me double check here. I can't tell yet. We'll confirm it sooner than later, though. Pitch on the way, and that will hit the edge for a strike. 0-1. Looks like it's Brock Thompson, the courtesy runner on first. No balls and a strike. Pitch on the way, and the strike and that pitch were almost in the same location, but he'll just miss this time. That'll make the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, the batter is Tegan Schindler from Minot. Had a hit in that game against hit and an RBI in the game against Bismarck, in the game that they had a 4-1 lead in, but eventually lost the game 5-4.
25, Brock Thompson.
1 ball, 1 strike to Schindler. Thompson, the runner on first for Minot. Pitch on the way, and it is just low. It's 2 balls and a strike now here, as Justin Ergens just tossed his 15th pitch of the game. 2 balls and 1 strike now here to Schindler. Once again, Thompson, the runner on first for Minot. 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning for the Williston Keybirds. And the pitch inside, ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike now here to Schindler. On deck will be Jace Price, the designated hitter. We'll see him next. We'll see him for sure, even if a double play occurs. 3-1. Check swing, and he'll walk him. It was just low, just below the knees.
Designated hitter,
And
number
McCuston
6,
will
Jace Price.
walk about 20 feet in front of home plate and then toss the ball back to Ergens and deliver a few signals to his teammates. Jace Price, the designated hitter, comes to the plate now, right-handed hitter. Steps into the box, settles in. Ergens will lean in, get the call here from McQuiston. Take a peek back at second, deliver high for ball 1. Runners on first and second. Schindler on second. Brock Thompson, the runner on, Schindler on first. Brock Thompson, the runner on second. 1 ball, no strike to the batter, Jace Price. Ergens will nod, accept the pitch signal, and now he'll step off and reset. Ergens will come set. He'll take a look back at second, take a second look at second, and a balk has been called. Or maybe it hasn't. Time was called, apparently, and not a balk. My apologies for misreading that. 1 ball, no strike. Pitch on the way, Schindler, and now they throw up to second. And some dust gets in the way, and he is safe. The ball eventually ended up in the glove of Jackson Janot on the throw from McHouston behind the plate. The count is 2 balls and no strikes, and Brock Thompson remains safe on second base. Ball went into the dirt. A big cloud of dust popped up and had to wait on the official's call there to find out if he was safe or out. 2 balls and no strikes now here to Price. And we're delayed a little bit longer as Price will step out of the box and step back in. And the pitch is on the way, and it's in for a strike. 2-1. Four runs on 7 hits on 2 errors for Minot so far for Williston. Williston has committed 1 error. Minot's only gotten 1 hit. Time's called by the batter. He'll step out and step back in. Home plate umpire will give the signal to pitch. Ergens will take a look back at second, and he'll wind and deliver. And that one's fouled off first base side to the right side of the batter's box into the netting. And that'll pull the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two as Ergens comes on the mound. Gets the signal from his catcher. Now he'll come set. Ball held high, shoulder level, looks back at second, delivers, and that one is into the glove and out of the glove of McQuistion. And now McQuistion will walk it up. First baseman will join the conversation, and so will the second baseman and shortstop. The third baseman will stay behind, and now he'll come to the mound. It's a conference on the mound without a coach here for the Williston Keybirds. As they talk some things over, the conference has broken up, and they will go back to their positions on the field here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Jace Price, who feels like he's been at bat for a while now. Runners on first and second. Brock Thompson on second. Tegan Schindler on first for the Minot Vistas. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. And another step off of the plate here, this time by Ergens. Like I said, it feels like Price has been in the batter's box for a while now, and, well, he has been. I don't have an official time on it, but it has to be at least 5 minutes now. Payoff pitch on the way, and it's low, and they will call it a strikeout. And then the throw up to second, and Thompson's safe. I think almost everybody in the stadium thought that was ball 4 for a split second, but home plate umpire Clunt will ring him up, and that will put the first out on the board. That'll bring Mason Stewart, the left fielder, is the next batter, and now the visit to the mound will include the coach this time around. So one of the longer half innings here at Jack Williams Stadium. Sunny skies. We're currently at 95 degrees. We've gone up, or actually we're at 96 now. We've gone up 2 degrees since first pitch. We should see nothing higher than 97. Fingers crossed. Heat advisory in effect until 9 p.m. tonight. Once again, it's 4-0 lead for Williston. 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Minot Vistas batting. They have runners on first and second. And once again, 1 out. And the pitch fouled off. First base side into the netting to the right side of the batter's box. And that'll pull the count to no balls and 1 strike. Once again, the runner's on. Brock Thompson for the Minot Vistas, runner on second. And the runner on first is Tegan Schindler for the Minot Vistas. Mason Stewart, the left fielder, is the batter. No balls and 1 strike. Ergens will get the signal here from McQuistion. He'll look back at second. He'll take a second look at second. And he'll deliver the pitch. And it's in for a strike, and it's 0-2. We're almost to the 1 hour mark. About 4 minutes shy of this ball game. We're in the bottom of the second inning. That pitch will come into the dirt. Nice block there by McQuistion to keep it in front of him and keep the runners at first and second. That was pitch 26 for Ergens, so just crossed the quarter century mark on his pitch count. He'll look back at second, hold the ball about waist high, chest high, and deliver a ball. Same pitch that looked like a ball and resulted in a strikeout just a few pitches ago. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count now, 2-2 pitch on the way. It's inside, no question on that one. It's ball 3. So full count now here to the batter, Mason Stewart. Runners on first and second. A payoff pitch coming up here for Ergens. Ergens will come set. He'll stare down the runner on second. And he'll deliver. Payoff pitch on the way, and it will walk him this time. And the bases are loaded. And that will bring to the plate
fielder,
Gannon
number
Hedberg.
11. Gannon Hedberg.
Justin Ergens will toss pitch 30 here to Hedberg. So you got Brock Thompson on third, Tegan Schindler on second, Mason Stewart, the runner on first for the Minot Vistas. And now McQuistion is going to come up in front of home plate and deliver some hand signals here to his teammates as the Keybirds look to maintain their 4-0 lead. One away, bases loaded, an opportunity for Minot to strike and get back into this game quickly. High pitch for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strike, 4-0 lead, bases for the Keybirds, bases loaded for the Minot Vistas. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that'll miss outside for ball 2, and it got away from McQuistion, but he got caught up to it quickly enough to keep the runners where they're at. 2 balls and no strikes here to Gannon Hedberg. If Hedberg reaches base with no double plays happen, we'll flip it back to Remington Anderson at the top of the order. He is on deck right now. One away, base is loaded, 2 balls, no strikes. Ergens will come set. From the belt, deliver. In for strike 1. Two balls and a strike, 1 away. Ergens comes set, winds, delivers. And a check swing, and he may or may not have got a piece of it. It looks like his left arm is causing him some trouble right now. He has his right arm towards just underneath the shoulder of his left arm. I don't know if he got hit or what happened there, or maybe he pulled a muscle on the swing, but he appears to be in some pain. Well, we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back here in a moment on News Radio AM 660.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
All right, so Gannon Hedberg is still being attended to by the medical staff on site here at Jack Williams Stadium, and I don't want to draw conclusions here, but it doesn't appear that he's going to stay in this game. unless he's just walking it off. Nope, he's going to be taken out of the game, so we'll have a new hitter here for Gannon Hedberg. That hitter will take over on a 2-ball, 2-strike count. We'll tell you who that new hitter is here in just a moment. Scores throughout the tournament so far: Fargo Post 400 defeating Williston 5-3 in the state tournament opener. And then the second game on Monday, it was a 12-2 victory for Jamestown over Dickinson. On day 2 of the tournament, action would open up with the 11 a.m. game, and Grand Forks would pick up a 6-2 win over Mandan. The second game of the day featured the Minot Vistas and Bismarck. Bismarck picking up the 5-4 come-from-behind victory in Game 4 of the tournament. And Game 5 featured the Fargo Post 400 Stars, picking up a 4-1 win over the West Fargo Patriots. Gus Wermeyer for the Stars, hitting the top of the 7th home run to give the Stars the 4-1 lead and eventually the 4-1 victory. And then in the nightcap, it was Wyatt Kozadowski hitting the second home run of the state tournament as part of a 10-0 win for Fargo Post 2 over Jamestown. And then earlier this morning in the first game at 11 a.m., Dickinson with a 3-0 8-inning win over Mandan. So the pitch comes across into the dirt for a ball to fill the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the batter is Logan Dixon. He'll take over for Gannon Hedberg in the 9 spot. And we certainly hope that Hedberg is okay. And I was looking down right in Logan's name, and it looks like they struck him out.
Center fielder number 9, Remington Anderson.
So the strikeout will put 2 outs on the board. And we go back to the top of the order now here with Remington Anderson. Once again, the bases are loaded. You got Brock Thompson on third, Tegan Schindler on second, Mason Stewart on first, and a fly ball that goes to the third base side and out of play for a fouled away pitch and strike 1. To Remington Anderson. Back to the top of the order from Minot. So it took Ergens 35 pitches to go through the first 9 batters for Minot. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, a bouncy ball towards second. 1 hop picked up. It'll be a 4-3 ground out. And that will prevent the run from scoring. So they'll strand 3 on base. They get nobody across the plate. And they get, believe it or not, no hits in that inning.
3 runners left.
We'll be back in a moment here. 60 seconds on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
You wouldn't want officials ruining your game day at home, so don't ruin it for them on the field or court. Respect officials. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score. This message brought to you by Magnitude Sports.
All right, first pitch at 1:42. It's now 2:38, so we're almost to the 1 hour mark of this game, and we're getting ready to start the top of the 3rd inning of play. Let's see here. We should have, I believe, the 4, 5, 6 batters for Williston coming to the plate. We'll double check that here right now. And it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters, actually. It'll start with the catcher, Colin McQuistion. Once again, Williston has a 4-0 lead as we start the top of the 3rd, and the first pitch will come in for strike 1 to McQuistion. And the 0-1 delivery from Daniels is up high, and that will make it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Caden Danielson with 48 pitches now. Here's pitch 49. And this one, a ground ball out towards second. Drew Jordan will pick it up, and he'll fire it over to House for the 4-3 ground out.
Right fielder number 8, Brooks Bratland.
So 1 out on the board brings up right fielder Brooks Bratland, batter 6 in the lineup here for the Williston Keybirds, who have a 4-0 lead here as we start play with 1 away in the top of the 3rd. Here's the windup from Danielson, the pitch on the way, and a ground ball, and a diving stop by third baseman Tegan Schindler, but he cannot get it over there in time. It'll be an infield hit.
Left fielder number 15, Ashton Nikoloff.
Ashton Nikoloff will come to the plate now. The dive by Schindler quite possibly saved a double there for Bratland. So he gets the single, can't get the out due to the fact that his body was on the ground for the most part of that play and threw it just a little bit short. He would have run it out anyway on that throw, so even though the throw was short, it's not an error, it'll be an infield hit. And they have, looking at, yeah, they did score it as a hit, so. Ashton Nikoloff fouled off the last pitch. He's down to the count 0-2. This one he'll foul it off again, and he'll remain at 0-2. So 1 hit so far here in the inning for Williston. They have the 4-0 lead. And this is a bouncer towards short. Brady Mueller picks it up to second, over to first. Not in time at first, but they do get the lead runner Bratland at second, so Nikoloff will reach on a fielder's choice.
Second baseman number 3.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Carson Holter. It'll be his second trip to the batter's box today. Nikoloff 0 for 1 on the fielder's choice. He'll be 0 for 2. Holter also 0 for 1. And a ground ball to third. 2 hops, picked up, looks at second, fires it to first for the 3rd out. They'll strand Nikoloff on base. They'll get no runs on a single hit and leave 1 stranded and no errors. We'll take a break and be back in 60 seconds with the bottom of the 3rd, the quickest half inning of the game so far. We'll be back in 60 here on News Radio AM 660.
55.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
All right, welcome back here to Jack Williams Stadium. After a very extensive and long bottom of the 2nd, we have a very quick top of the 3rd. And now we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and Williston maintains their 4-0 lead through 2.5 innings of play. Williston has 4 runs on 8 hits on 2 Minot errors. They've stranded 3 on base so far. Minot, no runs on 1 hit on 1 Williston error. And I have it written down as 2 on base. Hopefully I didn't miss a number in there. I'm writing it down, ink on paper, so. Ground ball and a 2 bouncer, and it's judged accordingly there by second baseman Carson Holter, and it's a 4-3 ground out. Another 1 pitch, 1 out start to the inning for Justin Ergens. It's his second 1 pitch, 1 out start of the game, and we're only in the third inning of work. He had one pitch, one out in the bottom of the first, and now he has one pitch, one out here in the bottom of the third. Justin Ergens on that ground out now sits at 38 pitches. It looks like we have the second baseman. Not sure if he's hurt or if he's just adjusting something like his shoes or a shin pad potentially. And he is walking it off. It looks like he'll stay in the game. So whatever it was, it's just a momentary pause in action here, but Holter appears to be okay. No balls and no strikes. The batter is Brody Mueller. Pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. High and outside, went upstairs on that one. Ergens will come set from the belt, wind, kick, deliver, and that one is sent foul to left field and out of play, and I'll move the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-0 lead for the Keybirds here in the bottom of the third of Game 8 of the 2026 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that will be just a hair high for ball 2. The winner of this one gets Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. The other team will have their season come to a conclusion. Here's the 1-1. And that one is just going to miss to the outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike now here to the batter, Brady Mueller. Ergens about to toss pitch 42. And that one's going to be fouled away. And apparently it is, we missed a ball in the count there, so it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So payoff pitch on the way, and it's low, and it'll walk Mueller. So Mueller will reach first base on the walk.
Second baseman number 4.
That'll bring up
Drew
the second
Jordan.
baseman now. Drew Jordan, batter, the cleanup hitter, Drew Jordan. So Drew Jordan will face pitch 45. We'll bump that pitch count up 1. And that's a fly ball into left center field. Going after it is Nikoloff, but he will just be a couple steps shy. He'll drop for a base hit. Heading into third is Brody Mueller. He'll get the stop sign there. And Drew Jordan has himself a double to deep left center field.
Catcher number 10, Oliver DeShaw.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Oliver DeShaw. So runners on second and third for Minot, trailing 4-0 with 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Had to grab a piece of paper and write something down quick. That pitch came in for a strike, 0-1. Took that strike looking. So once again, it is Oliver DeShaw, the batter, the five-hole batter. That one will be a pass ball through the legs of McQuistian, but not far enough for the runners to advance. So Drew Jordan will remain at second. Brody Mueller will remain at third. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away. A base hit could get Minot right back into this game. We'll see if Deschamps has himself a base hit in his bat here. As Ergens comes set, he'll deliver. And he got it on the outside edge for a strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Oliver DeShaw. Tegan Schindler awaits on deck. If no double plays occur, we'll see him next. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ergens comes set. Line deliver. Missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two as Ergens will get the signal here from Equistian. From the belt, he'll wind, kick, deliver. And that one's fouled away. Third base side into left field. It will stay tight at 2-2. Winners bracket action tomorrow will feature Fargo Post 400 taking on Grand Forks and Fargo Post 2 taking on Bismarck. We'll have 2 more games tomorrow as well. Those 2 games will be decided throughout the course of today's games. That pitch will miss outside for a ball, and it's a full count now here to Deshaun at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So another payout pitch here for Ergens. It'll be pitch 52, according to my numbers, if they are accurate. Ergens comes set. He'll deliver the payoff. And that one's going to left field. Fly ball. Nikolov is there. He cannot make the grab. And that will score Mueller from third. Everybody will advance a base, and Deschamps will get 2. I'm leaning error on that. We'll see if they score it as an error or not. It could go either way.
Third baseman number 5, Tegan Schindler.
And they will indeed record it as an error. Nikolov had a chance to catch that one, and he just didn't make the catch. It was in his glove and dropped out of his glove. So they will indeed record that as an error on the left fielder. And that pitch is inside for a ball. So now, Minot's on the board. Deschamps will get a single. I believe he'll get an RBI single, then he'll advance to second on the error. That pitch comes in low. It's 1 ball, no strike to Tegan Schindler. So now both teams have committed 2 errors. And Minot with runners on second and third once again. This time Brock Thompson on third, Brock Thompson on second, Drew Jordan on third. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a bouncer right to first. And he will look the runner at third and strand him there and then he will eventually get the direct ground out to first on Schindler. So a nice play there by McCray Heller, the first baseman, as he picked that bouncer up about 50 feet up the first base line. He held on to the ball, slowly backpedaled to first as he would stare down Drew Jordan on third to keep him there, because he would have gladly given up the runner on first to get an out at home plate if that would have been the scenario. So a smart play there by Heller as the pitch comes in high for a ball, 1-0. The batter is Jace Price, the designated hitter, the 7 batter in the lineup here for Minot. One ball, no strike. Ergens will deliver. Got it in there for a strike, 1-1. So 2 outs now with that nice play by Heller at first. 4-1. And we'll see if Williston can get out of it without any more damage occurring here from Minot. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, bounce, ground ball foul to the third baseman. One and 2, the count now here to Price. Once again, Brock Thompson on second, Drew Jordan on third. And he'll get a piece of it. It's a caught foul tip for the third out. They'll strand the 2 runners on base. That will take us to the top of the fourth inning.
One hit, one error.
They get one run on
Two
one
runners
hit,
left
one
on
error,
base.
and 2 left on base. We'll take a break and be back in 60 seconds
pitch
here
total.
on News Radio AM 660.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Leading off for the Keybirds, third baseman number 20, Callan DeLorme.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium. It's the elimination game between the Minot Vistas and the Williston Keybirds, and right now the Keybirds have a 4-1 lead. As coming to the plate here is the third baseman, Callan DeLorme, and he'll take the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Caden Danielson now with 56 pitches, make that 57, and they'll make it a 2-balls, no strike count here to DeLorme. DeLorme, Janot, and Heller are the scheduled batters this inning. DeLorme, high fly ball right field, backpedaling his house the first baseman into foul territory, and that one will drop as right fielder Logan Dixon will come in to take over for Gannon Hedberg, who went out with the arm injury a little over an inning ago. Pitch in for a strike. It's 2-2 to DeLorme. So let's see here, just double checking. Everybody's in the same spot. The only change is Logan Dixon in right field. High fly ball to said Dixon in right field, and he will come in and make the catch for out number 1. So on the 2-2 pitch, he'll fly out to right, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order here for Williston. It's Jackson Janot, the shortstop. He's 1 for 1 in the contest so far. Got himself a base hit in the top of the first inning. And this one will be a little dribbler that will bounce foul to the left side of the batter's box. One ball and one strike to Jackson Janot. Four-1 lead. Minot getting their run in the bottom of the third. Williston getting their 4 runs in the top of the first. High fly ball to right field. Will it stay fair? It will not, and it'll drift foul, and diving for it was the first baseman, House, but he was just a little bit out of reach. So I'll move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on the fouled away pitch for Jackson Janot. Once again, McCray Heller is on deck. 1 away here. 1 up, 1 down so far for Williston in the top of the 4th. Caden Danielson will toss pitch 64 here. And pitch 64 is outside for ball 2. That'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Danielson winds, kicks, 2-2 on the way. Fly ball to right field. It's more of a line drive to the right field, and Logan Dixon has it for the second out.
First baseman number 13, McCray Heller.
So line drive fly out to right, maybe with a little bit of an arch. And that'll bring up McCray Heller now. First pitch to Heller will catch the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1. Danielson now at the 3-day rest mark with 65 pitches, and you can make that pitch 66 and 67 as pitch 67 comes across for a ball, and it's 1-1 here to McCray Heller. Nobody on base, 4-1 lead for the Keybirds here in the top of the fourth. McCray Heller will swing and foul it off, and it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. Daniels will kick and fire, and he'll get it on the outside edge and strike out Heller. And that will end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 innings, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll take a 60-second break and return with the bottom of the fourth here on News Radio AM 660.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth. We go here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Williston. So we're 1 minute past the top of the hour of 3 o'clock here at Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo, just off the banks of the Red River. If you've never been to Jack Williams Stadium before, a little left field fence, trees, and the Red River. It's pretty, and well, there's a walking path and then the river. And that's pretty much how the setup is over there. First pitch comes across the plate. I think it missed for a ball. Yes, it did. 1-0. Once again, the batter here for Minot is Mason Stewart. And the second pitch will miss for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Mason Stewart. And that one will come in for a strike. So 2 balls and a strike here to Mason Stewart. And Stewart will pop that one up. He'll go foul, and we'll go to 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Mason Stewart. And the pitch. And that one's going to right field. Will it drop? It will. It'll drop just past where the grass meets the sand, maybe by about 18 inches. And it's a bloop single to shallow right. And that puts Mason Stewart on base here for Minot. And now Logan Dixon, who comes in relief of Gannon Hedberg, who had the arm injury a couple innings ago, will bat in the 9th spot for his 2nd appearance of the game. First pitch, and Dixon will show bunt. He'll drop the bunt right back to Ergens. Ergens will fire to first, complete the out, and the sack bunt will do the job as it advances Mason Stewart to 2nd.
Number 9, Remington Anderson.
So 1 away on the sacrifice bunt by Dixon, moves Mason Stewart to 2nd, and now that brings up to the top of the order Remington Anderson, the center fielder. Left-handed batter, steps into the batter's box, taps the plate with his bat. Ergens will get the signal here from McQuistion. He'll look back at second, stare down Stewart. He'll turn back and deliver the pitch. Ground ball bouncing to second. Holter picks it up. 4-3 ground out, and Stewart advances to third. So 2 away now here, and runner gets a 90 feet advancement to third and gets 90 feet closer to potentially cutting the deficit in half. So Anderson on the 4-3 ground out, and that'll bring up, let's see here. I forget his first name. Peyton House, there we go. And that one will be a strike on the outside edge for Ergen. So 0-1 to Peyton House, the first baseman, batting second in the lineup here for Minot. 4-1 lead for Williston here in the bottom of the fourth, 2 away. Ground ball to second. He mishandled it. It may have hit a hard spot in the dirt. It'll go into the books as an error, and a run will score, and now the lead's cut in half. It's 4-2 as Stewart comes in from third to score.
Shortstop number 8, Brody Mueller.
Holter had it measured out, and then the ball took a weird hop in the sand, and it'll result in an error. And I'll bring up Brody Mueller now. The shortstop batting third for Minot. The Williston lead has been cut in half. It's now 4-2. 2 away, runner on first is House. Ergens takes a look at him on a couple occasions and delivers the pitch, and he missed inside for a ball. It's 1-0. One ball, no strike here to Brody Mueller. And the pitch is on the way, and he'll fire that one foul into the netting halfway down the third base side. Williston in the dugout on the third base side. Minot in the dugout on the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 away. Peyton House on second. Ergens will take a look at House. And now he'll peek over his shoulder one more time. And a third time. And he'll deliver the pitch. And he got it in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Ergens will get the ball back. Kick the mound with his right foot. Look over his shoulder at first. Now peek over his shoulder at first and deliver. Ground ball to second. Redemption time for Holter, and he'll take the force out on House at second. So Mueller will reach on an inning-ending fielder's choice. They will leave one stranded on base, and they get one across the plate. It's now 4-2 after 4 innings of play here at Jack Williams Stadium. We'll take a break for 60 seconds and be back with the 5th here on AM News Radio AM 660 in 60 seconds.
Men grow up hearing,
be a man.
Never show any fear, kid. You gotta be tough.
Push through the pain. Don't be weak. Man, it's time to change the narrative. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health.
Let it out.
It's okay to feel. Speak up, because the life you save could be your own.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome back. 4 innings complete here at Jack Williams Stadium, and the Williston Keybirds are hanging on to a 4-2 lead through 4 innings of play. They scored all 4 of their runs in the top of the first. Minot scored both of their runs in the bottom half of the inning we just completed, which was the bottom of the 4th. And Danielson is at, let's see, I forgot to write it down, so we'll just wait a moment to get you the pitch count on that. But he'll warm up on the mound here. And starting off here for the Keybirds will be Eden Mortensen, batter 3, 4, and 5 here in this inning for Williston. First pitch to Mortensen, caught the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike, and Danielson will wind up, deliver, and that one will find its way into the dirt, and we're at 1 ball, 1 strike now. Home plate umpire Dave Clunt signaling the 1-1s. They had a shortage on the scoreboard for just a moment. They got it fixed, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Eden Mortensen, the batter, once again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Daniels winds, kicks, fires, and that will be fouled off. First base side and out of play. With the fouled away pitch, Danielson's at 73 pitches now. 81 or more would require 4 days rest, and that would only come into play if Minot can find a way to come back and win this game. Otherwise, it won't matter how many pitches he throws. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, and he'll strike out Mortensen. And that'll put the first out on the board. So Justin Ergens, the pitcher, will come to the plate now. Right now, Danielson has won all of the pitcher versus pitcher duels, as Ergens is 0 for 2. He'll face pitch 76 from Danielson. And pitch 76 is on the way. Drops in low, but just above the knees for strike 1. At least we think it was above the knees. 0-1. And that's a hard ground ball to short. Nice grab there by Janot. Or check that, Schindler. Mueller. That's 6-3 ground out. We'll get it eventually.
Catcher, number 1, Colin McQuistion.
Colin McQuistion is the batter now here for Williston. So 6-3 ground out to Mueller for the second out of the top of the 5th. And that first pitch will be a pass ball through the legs of Deschamps for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strike now here to Colin McQuistion. McQuistion 1 for 2. So he had a hit back in the first inning, part of an 8-batter first inning for the Williston Keybirds. That pitch will miss for a ball, so it's 2-0 now here to the catcher, McQuistion. And the 2-0 pitch is on the way. McQuistion will swing, ground ball to first. It's fair, and it'll be a direct ground out. So it'll be a 1-2-3 inning here for Williston. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th in 60 seconds here on News Radio AM 660.
Minot pitch count?
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
You wouldn't want officials ruining your game day at home, so don't ruin it for them on the field or court. Respect officials. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score. This message brought to you by Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium here in North Fargo. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Sunny, and we've hit our forecasted high of 97. We'll see if we surpass that or not. And Justin Ergens will continue on the mound here for Williston as we move into the bottom of the 5th. Williston has a 4-2 lead here. They scored all 4 of their runs in the top of the 1st. Just double checking something here. I guess I can't double check that. That's fine.
Second baseman number 4, Drew Jordan.
Here's the pitch, and Drew Jordan will smack that. Fair ball to right field, landed just in, oh no, it's going to be foul. Looked like it landed inside the line, but the first base umpire said it was foul. So Drew Jordan will see an 0-1 count. Drew Jordan, the cleanup hitter, second baseman, batting 4. See Oliver DeShaw and possibly Tegan Schindler the sending as well. And the pitch is low for a ball, so now 1 ball and 1 strike. Ergens at 74, so this would be pitch 75. And the 1-1's on the way, and pitch 75 is in for strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and he got him. We'll strike him out. Williston will go around the horn, and that will give the opportunity for Oliver DeShaw to make his way to the batter's box from the dugout. So 1 away here on the strikeout by Ergens on Jordan. And now Oliver DeShaw, the catcher. Steps in. It gets a little bit windy here. Some dust blowing off parts of the home plate area here from that gust of wind. Pitch will come in for a strike. It's 0-1 to DeShaw. Ergens will come set and kick and fire. The 0-1 is going to be popped up. Could be playable here for Minot. And Minot will make the catch, and that will put the second out on the board.
Third baseman number 5, Tegan Schindler.
So 2 up, 2 down now here for Minot in the bottom of the 5th. And Tegan Schindler will come to the plate now to see if he can keep this inning going for the Vistas or not. Schindler's 0 for 1 in the contest so far. And the pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Four runs on 8 hits for Williston, 2 runs on 3 hits for Minot. Williston has committed 3 errors. Minot has committed 2 errors as that pitch comes in for a ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike now here to Tegan Schindler. Ergens will deliver the 1-1 pitch and got it in there for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Tegan Schindler. Wind up in the delivery, and that one will get into the dirt. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No, they're going to say it hit him. So Schindler will reach via hit by a pitch.
Designated hitter number 6, Jace Price.
And Jace Price, the DH, will come to the plate now. So Schindler on first via hit by a pitch. That was pitch 81. That officially puts Ergens at 4 days rest should they continue in this tournament, which they might. We'll see if Minot can claw back from the 2-run deficit or not. Once again, the winner of this game will get Jamestown at 7 p.m. tonight. If that winner happens to be Williston, we'll have another broadcast for you later today here on News Radio AM 660. And looks like the Williston coach is coming out to the mound here. Ergen's at 82 pitches. Will they pull him? Or will it just be a chit-chat? It appears to just be a chit-chat. So we'll keep it here during the conference on the mound. Once again, the other games today, Dickinson defeated Mandan in 8 innings, 3-0. Dickinson scoring all 3 of their runs in the top of the 8th. And then we got this game here. And then at 4:30 today, it'll be Dickinson taking on the West Fargo Patriots in an elimination game. And then at 7 p.m. tonight, it'll be Jamestown versus either Williston or Minot in another elimination game tonight. And there's a conference between the 3 umpires between home plate and the pitcher's mound. I think, nope, I'm going to hold back that comment. And it was the right move to hold back that comment. So Justin Ergens will remain on the mound, and he'll toss pitch 83 as we get back to action now. Once again, the batter is Jace Price, the designated hitter from Minot. The runner on first is Tegan Schindler. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Price. No balls and 1 strike. Ergens will take a look at Schindler, and he'll deliver the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. And the pitch is outside. Back pick throw to first. Not in time. Schindler is back safely. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 away. Schindler on first. Nobody on second or third. Minot trailing 4-2. Jace Price, the batter, and it'll strike him out. A 3-pitch strikeout for Jay Price. 4-pitch strikeout for Jay Price, and that will strand one runner on base. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 6th. And Williston will be batting when we return in 60 seconds here on News Radio AM 660.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Sunny and 97 degrees as we go to the top of the 6th inning here, and the Williston Keybirds are batting. They have a 4-2 lead right now over the Minot Vistas.
Number 8, Brooks Bratland.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in on News Radio AM 660 in Williston as we are live here from Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo for this elimination game. And the first pitch is into the gap in right center. He'll drop for a base hit. He's going to get a single off that as quickly coming to the rescue is Logan Dixon to fire it back into the second baseman, Drew Jordan.
Ashton Nicola.
And that holds Brooks Bratland to a single, brings up Ashton Nikoloff now. Caden Danielson just hit 81 pitches on that hit to right center field. And pitch 82 is a ground ball that bounces foul past the third base bag, and we're at 0-1. Winter bracket teams have the day off today. Four elimination games today. We're almost through the second of those four. Ground ball to short. Quick toss to second. That was a beautiful play by the shortstop Mueller. In one motion, he swiped that ball off the sand with his glove to the second baseman, Drew Jordan, and then Drew Jordan turned around and fired it over to House for the 6-4-3 double play. And that puts 2 outs on the board and brings up the second baseman, Carson Holter. Even if Minot loses this game, that's one you could crop out in the highlight reel. That was a good play there by the shortstop Mueller. 2 balls and no strikes. Once again, the batter is Carson Holter. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Carson Holter. Danielson with pitch 87 right here. It's on the way. And that one, line drive right back into the glove of Danielson for the 3rd out. And that will put a conclusion to the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll be back in 60 seconds here with the bottom of the 6th on News Radio AM 660.
87.
Out to second, this may do it. McIntyre sets, on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Well, 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 6th for Williston. Our score remains 4-2 in favor of the Keybirds over the Minot Vistas here on News Radio AM 660. And certainly thank all of our sponsors, win or lose, for your support of the Williston Keybirds during this 2026 Legion baseball season. The Keybirds are looking to extend that season by a game here if they can hang on to this 4-2 lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning now, and the batter is number 1. It is wrong team. It is Mason Stewart. That one bounced away into the dirt, and I believe it's 2 balls and no strikes now. And it is indeed 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's popped up, fouled away, first base side and out of play. 2-1 the count now here to Mason Stewart. Justin Ergens will get set to toss pitch number 90 of the game here in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody out, nobody on base, 2-1 on the way. Got it in there for a strike. It's at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And this one will be batted into the dirt and backspin behind the home plate for foul. And it'll remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. Mason Stewart 1 for 1 in the game. He had a hit back in the 3rd inning. And the 2-2. And that one's a little bit low for ball 3. So a full count now here to Mason Stewart. Ergens is only, if my numbers are correct, he's only walked 2 so far in this game. And he will not walk the 3rd one, as he'll get another strikeout. He'll add another K instead of a BB to his stats. And
fielder number 7, Logan Dixon.
that puts out number 1 on the board on the strikeout and brings us back to batter number 9, Logan Dixon, the right fielder. It'll be his 3rd appearance of the game. And he'll face pitch 94 here from Ergens. Once again, the pitch limit is 105. So he's nearing that. And he'll throw a strike there and make the count 0-1. So 11 pitches to go before the pitch limit. He can finish the batter if he reaches 105 in a mid at-bat. 1 ball and 1 strike now here, as that one will be a strike looking for Logan Dixon. Ergens will come set, and he'll waste no time. He'll deliver the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And that will be another swing and a miss and another strikeout for Ergens. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the 6th.
Order, number 8. Check that, number 9.
On Mason Stewart and Logan Dixon. And now Remington Anderson will come to the plate as we flip it back to the top of the order. Remington Anderson will face pitch 98 from Ergens. Ergens comes set, winds, delivers. In for strike 1 looking. And 0-1 to Remington Anderson. 2 away. If Anderson reaches base, we'll see Peyton House next. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 pitches and 2 strikes. And if he can strike him out here on pitch 100, he would have the opportunity to start the 7th inning. Can he put a cap to inning 6 on pitch 100? Yes, he can. He'll strike him out. He strikes out the side here. No runs, no hits, no errors. And that will be to the 7th inning we go. Williston will have a chance to add some insurance runs to their 4-2 lead. They're getting closer to a potential 7 o'clock matchup with Jamestown. We'll see if they can hold on here in the top of the 7th when we return after this on News Radio AM 660.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 7th here at Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo. The Williston Keybirds have a 4-2 lead over the 5th-seeded Minot Vistas, and a ground ball to 3rd will result in a 5-3. Oh, he dropped the ball. That'll be an error on the first baseman. It was that close to being a 5-3, 1 pitch, 1 out, ground out. Third baseman made a perfect throw
Jackson Janot.
right into the glove of the first baseman, then he just dropped the ball. And now they're going to say that he was out, I guess. So it will go into the books as a 5-3 ground out. And the first pitch will come in as ball 1. And the second pitch is going to be ball 2. Once again, the batter is Jackson Janot. And that will be strike. So 2-1 now here to Janot. Caden Danielson now with 91 pitches. This is pitch 92. And he got it in there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Janot 1 for 3. Had a hit back in the first inning. And the pitch. And that one might drop. Can he get there in time? No, it'll drop just in front of the center fielder. He'll overstep the ball by a little bit, but it won't be enough to give him an extra base. And Janot has a hit and a single to shallow center. I'll bring up McCray Heller now for Williston. Once again, they have a 4-2 lead. We're in the top of the 7th. There's one away. Jackson Janot's the runner on first for the Keybirds. And McCray Heller, 1 for 3, had a hit back in the first inning. It seems to be a common theme. Here's the pitch, and it's in for strike 1. High corner of the strike zone, and it's 0-1 to Heller. If no double plays happen, we'll see Eden Mortensen next here for the Keybirds. Heller will take the second pitch, back pick throw to first, and back in time is Janot. The pitch was called a strike, so it's 0-2 to Heller. We have one team advanced to the Central Plains today. That was the Mandan Chiefs falling 3-0 to Dickinson. A little bit of sarcasm there, yes, but I'll get away with it. They like me there, so. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and that's it for Heller. And I'll put the second out on the board.
Center fielder number 9, Eden Mortensen.
That'll bring up the aforementioned Eden Mortensen. Eden Mortensen's 2 for 3. Had a hit in the first inning and also had a hit in the third inning. Pitch missed for a ball. The attempted back pick throw he did not pull the trigger on that. Janot will remain at first base with no threat of being thrown out. 1 ball, no strike. And Mortensen will duck down and take ball 2. That one went right over the helmet on his head. And Danielson will come set. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch 99 on the way. It's outside, ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes to Eden Mortensen now. And if my numbers are accurate, this will be pitch 100. And that'll be in for a strike, so cash in his free strike coupon on the 3-0 count. And pitch 101 on the way. Swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 2. So if he can get through Mortensen before reaching 105, he would be able to face Justin Ergens, who is on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch, pitch 102, and that will walk him. So 2 runners on base for Williston now, with one of those being Jackson Janot in scoring position on second. And now Justin Ergens will come to the plate.
23, Justin Ergens.
Ergens has lost the battle with Danielson in the pitcher versus pitcher battle. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Danielson with pitch 103. And that'll come in for strike one. So 0-1 and pitch 104 coming up here. And 104 is a fly ball to center field. And it will drop for a base hit. Neither the center fielder or the left fielder could get there in time. Jackson Janot will circle third and come in and score, and Williston increases their lead to 5-2. It'll be an RBI single for Mortensen as he blooped one out into left center field. Both Mason Stewart and Remington Anderson converged, but both of them were just a step behind the ball. And that is pitch 104, I think, and they're going to take him out at 104 pitches. So Danielson will be done.
104.
He could have faced one more batter if his coach wanted him to, but he will go ahead and pull him. We'll take a 60-second timeout, come back, tell you who the new pitcher is, and finish up this inning here. We'll be right back.
Chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets. On to first. And it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Pulse 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, so Caden Danielson's day is done with 104 pitches. He will be responsible for Eden Mortensen and Ergens should they come around and score before we can close the book on him. New pitcher for Minot's going to be, let me double check here. TJ Helmstad will be the new pitcher as he's currently warming up. Once again, the winner of this one gets Jamestown at 7 p.m. Williston scored 4 runs in the first. They scored 1 run here in the top of the 7th to have a little bit of insurance. They've increased their lead to 3 runs. They have 2 runners on base. A base hit could potentially score Mortensen from second. With 2 outs, you're not going to see a bunt here. At least I would presume you wouldn't. So it's just going to be full swing mode. When Helmstad gets done warming up, it'll be the catcher, Colin McQuistion, come to the plate. And speaking of him, he'll come to the plate right now. Once again, we want to thank all our sponsors and everybody tuning in on News Radio AM 660 up in Williston. We're in North Fargo at Jack Williams Stadium. And the Williston Keybirds have a 5-2 lead, looking to add more here in the top of the 7th. First pitch is in for a strike from TJ Helmstad. And it's 0-1 to the batter, Colin McQuistion. 5 runs on 11 hits for Williston, 2 runs on 3 hits for Minot. 5 errors in the game, 3 charged to Williston and 2 charged to Minot. That pitch will come in for a ball, so it's 1 ball and no strike. It got away momentarily from Deshawn, and that will allow Mortensen to advance to third. So now runners on the corners with second base open. 2 away. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be drilled to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Scoring from third is Eden Mortensen. It is now 6-2, and they are going to send Ergens around from first to throw home, and he's out. Looks like the catcher, Deshaun, got him on the arm with the tag. So it is now 6-2. The run counts. That's what the umpire was saying. The run counts, and the third out is on Ergens at first. So now the umpires will get together and discuss it. But I do believe it's going to be 6-2 heading to the bottom of the 7th. We'll keep it here. And, yep, they just gave the signal for an out. So now we will take the break. 60 seconds, and the final 3 outs from Minot, potentially their season on the line when we return after this here on News Radio AM 660.
Minot pitch count. Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
You wouldn't want officials ruining your game day at home, so don't ruin it for them on the field or court. Respect officials. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score. This message brought to you by Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium here on News Radio AM 660. We're live at Jack Williams Stadium. My name's Mike, filling in for Greg, and the Williston Keybirds are 3 outs away from continuing their season, and if they can get those 3 outs before Minot scores 4 runs, then they'll be playing Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. It looks like we have a new pitcher for Williston, and it is Jackson Janot, who will take over. So he'll get some warm-up tosses here going into the bottom of the 7th, get a fresh arm to go against the 2, 3, and 4 batters is where we're at in the lineup for Minot.
First baseman, number 22, Peyton House.
Peyton House, Brody Mueller, and Drew Jordan are the scheduled batters. Those 3 will be the last hope for Minot here. They are down 4. In the bottom of the 7th. And Peyton House will step into the batter's box. He'll take a warm-up swing. Janot comes set and delivers, and it's ball 1. So our new second baseman is, our new shortstop, excuse me, is the former pitcher, Justin Ergens. So just a straight switch from pitcher and shortstop. And Jackson Janot will deliver a ball 2. Both pitches to the inside edge of the plate, and he missed both of them. Peyton House is 0 for 3 in the contest so far. And there's a strike, so it's 1 and 2. First strike thrown by Janot on his 3rd pitch. As long as Janot stays under 30 pitches, he'll be fine to pitch again in the next, well, he could pitch in the next game later tonight if they wanted him to. They can make two appearances in 3 days, I believe is what the rule is. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Or no, 2 balls and 2 strikes, excuse me. And he'll step off the mound and everybody will reset. Now Janot will get back onto the mound. He'll lean in, get the signal here from McQuistion. Wind and deliver. Outside, and McQuistion tried to frame it up, but will not do so successfully. And it will be 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the first batter, Janot will have a payoff pitch. He winds, delivers that payoff pitch, and he walked him. So runner on for Minot.
Brody Mueller.
Not the biggest concern right now, but if you don't get an out here soon, it may become a concern. Minot at 6 pitches on that first batter. Now he'll face Brody Mueller, excuse me, the shortstop for Minot. Peyton House, the runner on first. Here's the pitch, and that one's fouled right back into the top of the netting. Any higher, and it would have bounced off the press box instead of the netting. Had one bounce off the press box and came within a few centimeters of potentially smashing the window on game 1 of the tournament between Williston and Fargo Pulse 400. Here's the 0-1, and that one is inside for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, the runner on first from Minot is Peyton House. 1 ball, 1 strike, 4 runs in the first inning, 2 runs in the 7th inning for Williston. A run in the 3rd and the 4th for Minot brings us to our 6-2 score. And a bouncing ball that goes foul to the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, the batter is Brody Mueller. Drew Jordan will be the batter on deck. We'll see him for sure. We'll see if we get to Oliver Deshaw or not. He would be the in-the-hole batter if we get that far in the lineup. Minot looks in, and he'll look at second and then step off the mound and reset. He'll look in. Now he'll take a peek at first over his left shoulder. He'll nod to the pitch and come set. And he'll deliver. And that one bounces into the dirt. Taken out for second is House. Throw up second, not in time. A stolen base for Peyton House. Two balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, and runner on second is Peyton House. Ground ball to second. Holter picks it up, drops it, picks it up, fires it over to first for the out. So they get the first out. Peyton House advances to third.
Second baseman number 4, Drew Jordan.
They fire over to third, but right now we're going to have a short delay as the third base umpire has removed the third base. He's asking for a new third base to come into the game. Or maybe not a new third base, but maybe they need to check how the base is attached to the field. But the umpire pulled out the third base, was holding it in his left hand. He just dropped it. Now one of the Fargo Post 2 field crew is going to come out and get an update on what's going on at third base. Tell you what, we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Radio.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
All right, the third base has been taken care of, and we're back to action now. Drew Jordan is the batter, and Peyton House stands at third. There's one away here. Minot trails by 4 by the score of 6-2. They have a runner on third, but they're going to need a little bit more than that if they want to come back and win this one. 1 ball, no strike. And that one is going to miss for ball 2. So Jackson Minot is now at 13 pitches. He's almost halfway to the 30 limit for no day's rest. Here's the 2-0. And that'll miss for 3 balls and no strikes. So this will be pitch 15 coming up here on the 3-0 count. I don't expect Jordan to swing at this one. And he will not, and he'll take it outside, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk to put runners on the corners.
Catcher number 10, Oliver DeShaw.
Umpires will shift positions on the field, and Oliver DeShaw, the catcher, will be the batter. He bats 5 in the lineup here for Minot. As the wind picks up and gusts a little bit more here. And now Williston will meet at the mound. We'll keep it here for this visit to the mound. Once again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors who have supported Keybirds Legion Baseball in 2026. The winner of this one gets Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. If Williston can hang on, we'll have another broadcast for you here on News Radio AM 660 at 7 o'clock. 6:45 pregame would be the goal, unless the game before that goes a little bit late and pushes things off a little bit. But we'll be on at somewhere close to 7 tonight. I can tell you that much for sure. So the Charlie Brown music is a blast from the past there. Enjoyed that. And now we return to action here. Once again, the catcher, Oliver DeShaw, is the batter. Runners on first and third on the corners for Minot. Check swing, strike 1. It may have been a strike regardless of the check swing or not. And it's 0-1 to DeShaw. Once again, the runners on. Drew Jordan on first. Peyton House on third for the Minot Vistas, trailing 6-2 here with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. And that pitch will miss for a ball, and we're even at a ball and a strike, 1-1. Tegan Schindler is the batter on deck for Minot. 1 away. Pitch 18 for Janot on the way. And that one's going to left field. Will it stay fair? No, it will not. It'll take 1 hop and bounce off the fence. Foul territory in left field, and it'll go into the books as strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes, 1 away, runners on the corners. The batter is DeShaw. Janot with pitch 19 on the way. He'll come set. Wind, kick, deliver. Missed it. That one pops up like a piece of popcorn, and McCouston lost it for a little bit. He was able to catch up to it quickly enough to prevent House from coming in to score, but Drew Jordan will take advantage of that opportunity and advance up to second base. That ball hit the left front corner of the plate and just popped up about maybe 12 or 13 feet into the air. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Pitch, and that's a fly ball to left. It drifts foul, and it's out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes now here to Oliver DeShaw. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. The Keybirds lead by 4. And the pitch is into the dirt for ball 3. So a full count now here to Oliver DeShaw. And the pitch. And he got it in there for strike 3. He'll strike him out. That'll put the second out on the board. And the Minot Vistas season is down to its final out. It'll be up to Tegan Schindler to keep the season going here for the Minot Vistas. He's 0 for 1. He'll face pitch 23 from Jackson Janot. Once again, the goal is to get this game finished in under 30. And that first pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. If he does exceed 30 pitches, he'll only need 1 day rest before they could use him again. Ground ball, hard to first, grabbed by the first baseman. He'll flip it to the pitcher, and the Williston Keybirds have won the game. It is a 3-1 toss-out as McCrae Heller had to dive for it. Jackson Janot gets on his horse, puts it on the gas pedal, goes over to first. Heller from the ground tosses it to Janot for the final out of the game, and the Williston Keybirds win by the final score of 6-2, and they will advance to play Jamestown at 7 p.m. this evening.
Williston advances to face Jamestown tonight at approximately 7.
So the Keybirds improved to 16-27. They snap a 12-game losing streak, and the Minot Vistas season will come to a conclusion with an overall record of 28-19. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with some post-game stuff and be back in a moment here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ Williston. We'll get that top of the hour legally ID in at 3:59. Back in 60 seconds.
We'll begin in approximately 39.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets. On to first. And it's on to Shelby for Lincoln A's.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium as the Williston Keybirds keep their season alive with a 6-2 victory over the Minot Vistas. The Minot Vistas will have their season come to a conclusion. Their overall record was 28-19 in 2026. They were 12-8 at home, 16-11 when playing on the road. Or no, I'm sorry. They were 12-9 when playing as the home team, 16-10. When playing as the visiting team. They were 10-8 in conference play this year, 4-4 at home, 6-4 on the road. They came in into the state tournament as the 5th seed. Including today's outcome, they were outscored 291 to, or no, they outscored their opponents 291 to 218. In conference play, they were outscored by 5 runs, 94 to 89. They will end the season on a 2-game losing streak. They will end the season 3-2 in their final 5 games. And that is your final season numbers for the Minot post-26 Vistas. A great game here and an even better game if you are a Williston Keybirds fan. And I know that pretty much everybody listening probably is. So as we look down during the commercial break there, the Williston Keybirds and a few members from the Minot Vistas got together around home plate to say a quick prayer, and that's always a cool thing to see, and to see the two teams get together like that. And as I look down in front of the press box window here, I see some Williston Keybird players getting a lot of hugs from family and friends as their season stays alive for at least one more game, as they will have the Jamestown Eagles tonight at 7 o'clock. Jamestown is the number 9 seed in the tournament, so that means Williston, I think, will still be the road team in that game, but we'll find out a little bit later tonight. Let's see here. Didn't get any numbers on this one yet, but we will pull it up on the app here. And maybe. No, we'll have to wait a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll take another 90-second break, and we'll come back with maybe some post-game numbers here in just a moment on News Radio AM 660.
Chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets. On to first. And it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
All right, got some post-game numbers for you here. So once again, the Williston Keybirds advance to play Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight in Game 10 of the 2026 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament here at Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo, as photos and hugs continue for the Williston Keybirds and their family and friends in attendance here today. Williston scored 4 runs in the top of the first. They would take that 4-0 lead into the third inning when Minot would get one back to trim the lead down to 4-1, and then Minot would get a second run across the plate in the bottom of the fourth to cut the lead in half at 4-2. 4-2 would remain our score through the 5th and 6th inning. We'd go to the top of the 7th. Williston would get 2 more across the plate for insurance runs and take a 6-2 lead, and that would end up being your final score. 6 runs on 12 hits on 1 Minot error for the Williston Keybirds, and for Minot, 2 runs on 3 hits on 3 Williston errors for the Vistas. For Minot, scoring the 2 runs were Brody Mueller and Mason Stewart. Mueller and Stewart also got a hit. Drew Jordan got a hit in this game as well, and that accounts for the 2 runs and the 3 hits. Pitching-wise, Caden Danielson went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 6 runs. 5 of those 6 were earned. He walked 1 batter and struck out 5. TJ Helmstead came in relief, pitched a third of an inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Danielson, 104 pitches, 74 of those pitches were strikes, and TJ Helmstead with 3 pitches, 2 of them were strikes. Danielson faced 31 batters in that game. For the Williston Keybirds, Jackson Janot scored 2 runs. He also got a pair of hits. McCray Heller scored a run and got a hit on 4 at-bats. Eden Mortensen got 3 at-bats. He would score 2 runs and get 2 hits, and he was also walked once. Jackson Ergens got a hit on 4, or not Jackson, I'm sorry, Justin Ergens got a hit on 4 at-bats, and he also, on that hit, got himself 3 RBIs. He also struck out once. McHouston had a pair of hits. He also had a pair of RBIs on those 2 hits. Brooks Bratlin had 3 hits. He had 1 RBI on one of those 3 hits. And Kellen DeLorme also had a hit And that wraps up your 6 runs and 12 hits here for the Williston Keybirds. Justin Ergens pitched 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 8, and then Jackson Janot would come in relief in the 7th inning after Ergens reached the one shy of the pitch count of 105 at 104 was his official pitch count number. And Jackson Janot would come in and pitch 1 inning, no hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 1. The winning pitcher is Jackson Janot. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not correct. I looked at the wrong abbreviation there. Ergens, 100 pitches, 60 strikes and 40 balls. Jackson Janot, 24 pitches, 10 strikes and 14 balls. Ergens faced 28 batters. Janot faced 5 batters in that game. So let's see here. That would, that looks like it wraps up everything. To recap how this one went down, we'll rewind back to the first inning. And Jackson Janot would single on a line drive to left field to get on base, and then an error on a Heller bunt would allow Janot to advance to second base. And then Eden Mortensen would get a line drive to right field, and he would single, and that would load the bases for the Williston Keybirds. And then on a payoff pitch, Justin Ergens would ground out to the shortstop, and that would allow Janot to score and Heller to score to give the Williston Keybirds a 2-0 lead. And then on the very next batter, it would be Colin McQuistion getting on a 1-1 pitch. He would double on a line drive to left field. That would score Eden Mortensen to make it 3-0 in favor of Williston. And then on the very next batter, it would be Brooks Brotland. He would single on a line drive to left field, and that would score the courtesy runner for McQuiston, who was Xavier Klumpker. And that would make it 4-0. And then the next 2 batters would get out, and we will advance now to the next inning of play, which would have been the 3rd inning when Minot finally got themselves on the board. It would be Oliver Deshaw with a fly ball to left field. That was the fly ball that Nikolov had in his glove, and then it fell out of his glove. Deschamps would advance to second on that error, and Mueller would score, and then Drew Jordan would advance to third on that same error, and that would put Minot on the board, and at that point it would be 4-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. We continue, we advance forward a little bit to the bottom of the 4th, and Minot would strike again. It would be Peyton House getting a ground ball, and that would be out towards Holter, and it would take a weird hop in the sand, and that would get Holter an error, and Mason Stewart would score. And at that point, Minot cut the lead down in half, down to 4-2. Fast forward in the game a little bit now here to the top of the 7th. It would remain 4-2 until Justin Ergens would come to the plate, and on an 0-1 pitch, he would He would send a pop fly out to the left fielder. Jackson Janot would score on the play. Mortensen advances to second. At that point, Williston had a 5-2 lead. And then on the very next batter, it was Colin McQuistion who would double on a line drive to right field. And then that would score Eaton Mortensen. And Ergens would try. He would round third and try and score, but he would get tagged out at home. Mortensen's run would count. That'd make it 6-2, and that would end up being your final score. So once again, Jamestown will meet up with Williston at 7 p.m. tonight, and assuming that everything goes on time, if we do have a 7 p.m. start, we'll be on the air here on News Radio AM 660 at about 6:45 p.m. with the pregame show. Pending the previous game, if it goes long, maybe a little bit shorter pregame, but we'll see when we get closer to 7 o'clock tonight. So this is Mike, once again repeating your final score. The Williston Keybirds 6 and the Minot Vistas 2. The Minot Vistas end their season at 28-19. Williston will move on to play Jamestown at 7 o'clock tonight. So we'll take about just shy of 3-hour break, and we'll talk to you again soon here on News Radio AM 660 KEYZ in Williston. Till later tonight, have a good afternoon.
Thanks for watching. The preceding has been a presentation of Magnitude Sports. Follow Magnitude TV Plus on X and Instagram for broadcast updates, sports highlights, and much more. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and become a member by clicking join to help support future broadcasts. Remember, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or online, good sportsmanship makes a difference. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score.